Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Flip Don't Flop. My name is Adrian Donovan, and in this video we're going to be unboxing some more online arbitrage. So these are kind of higher end pairs that we have purchased on sites such as eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari in hopes of flipping them for some really nice profit. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. It would be very much appreciated. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Right, so we have 7 pairs to unbox in this video. I think the majority of these were bought on Poshmark. First up, what we have is a pair of Belvedere men's Oxfords. Now this pair, around the eyelets, they have some genuine alligator skin. Seems like they have a bit of heel wear to them, but I don't think it's so much that I would want to get the heels replaced. Most genuine exotic skin shoes, they have a plaque on the bottom, and this one did have the plaque, but it has fallen off, and this one is pretty much just barely hanging on, but they're overall in okay condition. They're pretty clean on the inside. There, of course, isn't a ton of genuine skin on these, but I do know I got these for a pretty good deal, and they're a pretty nice design, a pretty interesting design. I would wear these. I kind of like how these look. They're pretty sharp looking. Okay, so it looks like we gave $33.60 for this pair of men's Belvedere alligator Oxfords. That's pretty cheap. I will definitely polish these up to make them kind of shine a bit more because they kind of have a bit of a dull look to them. They also have some scratches like in the back of the heel there. So yeah, once they polish up, they'll look pretty decent. I think we're probably going to put these at 100. I think that should be fairly easy to get that for these because they are quite a nice design, I think. So with that being said, after fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $45 on this pair. Okay, here we have a pair of men's Salvatore Ferragamo horsebit loafers. It seems like they do have some discoloration kind of throughout the shoe, which I did see that in the pictures. And it looks like something going on with the leather right there. Gonna have to try to rub that off. What appears to be maybe some marker right there. I think I'm going to have the cobbler polish these up to help kind of cover up the discoloration and such. It's a shame because aside from the discoloration, they're in pretty good condition. With Ferragamo, with them being red, it's kind of an unusual rare color. It makes them quite a bit more valuable than just like black or brown. They do have, unfortunately, like a bit of heel wear, but not too bad. They're overall in good condition, and once they polish up, I can expect to see these, like these should sell pretty quick. Alright, so we gave $57.46 for this pair of men's Ferragamo horsebit loafers. That is an excellent deal, even considering the discoloration that they have. I will for sure polish these up, which is an extra $5. So let's go ahead and put that into the sheet here. Depending on how well the discoloration kind of like comes out when the cobbler polishes them, is going to determine if I price these around $200. I think even if some of it comes out, it should be no problem getting $180 for these, but I may stretch $200 or so, depending on how well they look once they get polished up and such. So with that being said, after fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $90 on this pair. It's a really good find. Next here, we have a pair of men's John Varvatos pull-on Chelsea boots. They have some sole protectors that have been put on them, as well as some aftermarket heels. You can definitely tell that these have been worn quite a bit, but the leather is in still pretty good condition. They're fairly clean on the inside. There's not like really a ton of wear that has me concerned with this pair, at least that I've seen so far. Do see there's a bit of damage to the midsole. It's pretty common with a pair like this, considering how much they've been worn. It's not excessive though. It seems like they're okay. So with John Barbados, we definitely mainly strive to buy ones that are handmade in Italy. They sell for quite a bit more money, and they also sell faster. Okay, so it looks like we gave $65.27 for this pair of men's John Barbados Chelsea boots. That's not a bad price. I do wish they were in a bit better condition, but they're not in bad condition. We will definitely polish these up all throughout, and I think I'm also going to use a bit of edge dressing around the midsole and the heel to kind of make them look a bit sharper. Things considered, I think we should be able to sell these for about $140. I think any more, then we're going to sit on them for just a bit too long for my taste. So with that being said, after fees and shipping, we should stand a profit about $50 on this pair. We have a pair of women's Gucci slip-on ballet flats. Now this pair is quite nice because they have a really large Gucci spell out on the side there. And these are actually in really good condition overall. There is a bit of wear to the tips, but that is extremely common. There's a bit of wear like around like the sides, like on the bottom. Also very, very common with the style of shoe that this is. But we're going to, of course, use polish on these. It's going to clean them up very, very nicely, and they're going to look really nice in the end. They're a good size. They're size 8. Overall, really, really good find. One thing too that I was like kind of really looking at was to make sure there wasn't any damage to the Gucci spell out on the side, because we have actually seen that quite a few times before. But this one is not cracked or anything like that. They're just in really good condition. All right. We got these for $55.59 total. That is a great, great deal, considering they have such a large Gucci spell out on the side, and they are in pretty good condition, especially once they get polished up. They're going to look quite nice. And additionally, can't forget, they come with the Gucci dust bag, which makes them more valuable. So I don't see any trouble at all in selling these for $150. I may even price them a bit higher. We'll see how they look once they kind of get polished up. But for now, I'm going to say $150. I think they should be pretty easy. So after fees and shipping, that's going to make it to where we profit about $70 on this pair of women's Gucci ballet flats. It's a really good find. Now these are very vintage. Wow. And these definitely have a moldy odor to them. Here we have a really vintage pair of men's Gucci lace-up Oxfords. These will definitely need to get sprayed and aired out to kind of make this musty, moldy smell go away. They have a really nice woven design here. And honestly, for their age, these are in phenomenal condition. I see the inside lining and footbed needs a little bit of cleaning. That's actually really easy to clean. We just use a magic eraser. and it cleans up the footbed extremely well without damaging it most of the time. I mean, if you put a little bit too much into it, you might kind of damage the label a bit, but yeah, excellent condition, because these are really vintage. I would probably estimate that this pair of Gucci is probably from like the 80s, mid to late 80s, if I had to say. They're quite vintage. They are also, unfortunately, a bit of a smaller size. They're size 41 Europe, which should make it to they're about size 8. I'll have to look up the size conversion. So make sure, if you don't do it already, make sure that you are going on that brand's actual site and looking up their size conversion chart and not just using any generic size conversion, because the sizing is different from brand to brand. And you want to try to reduce your returns as much as possible. So make sure you're like actually looking up that specific brand size chart. And what's also pretty cool about this pair, even though it is like very small, but it does have a really small GG right there on the side. It's pretty cool, but it's honestly barely noticeable. I'm going to also kind of wipe this little GG piece of hardware because it's kind of like oxidizing a bit. Overall, for their age, they are in great condition. But we got these for $56.36. It's an okay deal. It's not too bad. I do wish they were a bigger size. And of course, it would be nice too if the GG was a lot bigger than what it is. But had those things been true, these probably would have been priced a lot higher, maybe. But for $56.36, I'm okay with that. But I don't really think these are worth a ton, of course, because they're so vintage and a small size. I think I'm going to put probably $130 on this pair. So after fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $50 on this pair of vintage Gucci Oxfords. We have a pair of women's Louis Vuitton slip-on loafers. Now these are patent leather, so need to really examine the uppers to make sure they are free of any kind of things that I won't be able to fix. And I do see that they have a fair amount of wear to the tip here. And it seems like it's also on the left one too. We of course won't be able to fix that. But it's actually not too bad. The heels also have a fair amount of wear to them. Kind of nice that this pair actually even has a LV piece right there. And they also have like the star, which is also really indicative of Louis Vuitton. I mean, they're not in great condition. They're not in horrible condition. One big thing too that I'm checking for is I'm making sure that there aren't any cracks to the patent leather, because that's a really bad eyesore. And whoever wore these, they really kind of stretched them out a bit. It seems like they had quite a bit of a wider foot. They really kind of stretched them out. They're a good size, size 9. And they are, of course, authentic Louis Vuitton. But yeah, these toes, unfortunately, there's not much that can be done with that wear. You can use a little bit of polish to make it a little bit less noticeable, but it's not going to make a huge difference. But any little change can help. They've also had sole protectors put on. Whoever had these, they definitely got their use out of them. There's no doubt about it. Looks like we gave $45.66 for this pair of women's Louis Vuitton slip-on loafers. I'm definitely happy with that price, especially now that I have seen the amount of wear in person to the toes. And unfortunately, if it wasn't for that wear, could easily sell them for a lot more. But at the same time, they probably would have priced them a lot higher than what they did. I actually also see now that they have some wear to the inside of the heel. That's unfortunate. These are, of course, all things that are going to have to make any potential buyer extremely aware of. They have kind of a litany of things to like kind of point out as far as signs of wear. You don't want to surprise your buyer ever. Unless you're going to surprise them, of course, with something good. But yeah, this is going to be one that's going to have to be. It's going to have to get thoroughly kind of described. I can't see selling these for any more than $120, considering their condition. After fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $55 on this pair of women's Louis Vuitton slip-on loafers. This is a very sharp pair, from what I can tell so far. Very, very sharp pair. Extremely good condition. So here we have a pair of men's Prada double monk strap loafers. They are very clean. They are in extremely good condition. Very, very high quality, very well made. They are quite vintage, but they have been extremely well taken care of. And they do come with both Prada dust bags, which is a very nice addition because we can, of course, sell these for more with them coming with the dust bags. They're a pretty good size. They're size 9. We sell size 9 really well. These, honestly, they don't need anything done to them. I might go ahead and polish and brush them just to make them shine even a little bit more, but these are in fantastic condition. Like, this is definitely the kind of thing you want to find. It looks like this may just very well be the best find of this unboxing video. It's either this or the men's red Ferragamo loafers. We paid just $53.16 for this pair. That is incredibly, incredibly cheap considering their condition and that they come with both dust bags. It doesn't seem like these have been worn more than probably 5 times, maybe even less. Very, very good condition. We have sold Prada monk strap shoes quite a few times, but I don't recall like having a pair in this good of condition before. I think we should be able to sell these for probably about $170. I might try to get a little bit more for them. Maybe even $180. After fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $90 on this pair of men's Prada double monk strap loafers, making these arguably the best find of the video. Before I let you guys go, I would like to kind of go over a quick little overview of these pairs that we have purchased. So we bought 7 pairs, and the total estimated revenue for these 7 pairs is $990. The total item cost is $372.10. The estimated total profit is $446. And breaking this down individually, each pair should sell for about $141. The average item cost is $53.16. And the estimated profit per pair is $63.71. So this has been a pretty strong haul overall, especially with the Prada we just saw, and as well as the red Ferragamo, with us profiting about $90 each for one of those pairs. It's a it's very strong profit. So in total, it's a really good haul. Definitely happy with these numbers. And these are the kinds of numbers that we pretty much always see with online arbitrage. We pretty much always try to stay around 50, 60 on our costs. and we pretty much always sell them for about 140, 150 each, and we end up profiting about 60, 70 each. I think it's going to pretty much wrap up this video, guys. If you got any value out of this whatsoever, please consider subscribing. It would be very much appreciated. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.